Understanding how to draw trend line is one of the key things you must learn as a forex trader if you must succeed in this market. Hi guys, my name is Bala Francis and you are welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new to this channel, I would like you to subscribe so you can get new updates on important information on trading. And if you are a returning viewer, you are welcome as well. In today's video, I want to show you how to use trend line to improve your trading. I want to show you how you can draw your trend line accurately so you can determine the long-term and short-term trend of the market. Guys, if you must succeed trading the forex market or any asset class, you must learn to identify the trend and make the trend your friend. You must trade in line with the trend and never trade against the trend. So guys, without wasting much time, I'd like us to go to the chart as I show you how to draw these trend lines. So guys, this is my USD/JPY charts and I'm on the daily time frame. So we are going to quickly see how we can identify key highs and key lows that connect to each other on a trend line, either on a downtrend or uptrend. Basically, there are two types of trend. You are either on a downtrend or an uptrend. Okay, so when you want to draw an uptrend or a downtrend, there are things you must be able to clearly see visibly with the naked eye. You must be able to see price or the charts falling, and if you are in an uptrend, you need to see the charts going up. Okay, so you can see literally here that price has been bullish and at some point price was bearish here. Okay, so why do you need to draw your trend line? So that you can find shorting opportunities, so you can find where you need to go short or you need to go long. Okay, so when you look at this, you will see that this is a high. Price has been bullish previously. Price was forming higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. At some point, price failed to break the previous old high, but rather price broke the previous old low, giving us a shift in market structure. Then we now know that price is bearish. I taught you about market structure. If you haven't watched that video, go back to our video to the channel and watch the video titled market structure. Okay, so here we had a shift in market structure. So I'll be more interested in looking for trends that indicate short, or we are going short rather than going long. So all I need to do is to click on this icon, trend line. Okay, or right click on it, click on trend line, then put your trend line from this high, that last high. Sorry, I haven't fixed it clearly. Yep, that last high, and then connect, draw it as far as you can. Draw it as far as you can. Don't forget, this is a hindsight study, so you may need to bear because we are studying old price action. Okay, so you see here, price connected to that trend line, price connected the second time. Okay, which validates our trend line, because in drawing trend line you need to have at least two highs connected to each other or two lows connected to each other to have a valid downtrend or a valid uptrend. When you want to draw a downtrend, you need to have at least two lower highs connected to each other to have a valid downtrend, and when you want to draw an uptrend, you need to have two. You can see that this was the first, this was the second. All I need to do from now is to draw my trend line and draw it downward as far as I can. Okay, again we had a shift in market structure, so this validates this whole thing. The shift in market structure is what validates this change of trend. Okay, so where am I seeking for shorting opportunity? I'm seeking for shorting opportunity at the trend line or close to the trend line. There are rules for taking this trade, although subsequently I will do a video to show you why I will take this trade from here and then I will be in that short. You see price is close to that trend line. Price is not exactly at the trend line, but it's close to that trend line. There's a reason why price stopped here. I would have been in this short and I would have been selling. Okay, now after a while you notice price came and returned to the trend line, which indicates another shorting opportunities. Okay, so This should have been another shorting opportunity. This is another shorting opportunity. This is another shorting opportunity. But then we now see that price broke that trend line and the trend line was no longer respected. Okay, when I draw this trend line and I draw it down, you notice that price, after it sold off from this last point, price sold off massively, price went back again, sold off, then price broke this trend line. Now there are times you will see that the wick of a candle pierces through the trend line. That's a fake out. It's not a through break in trend. It's not a break of trend. That's a fake out. So you don't necessarily have to consider that. You need to see the body of the candle close above or below a trend line for you to have a valid shift in structure. Okay, so price broke that trend line, went into that trend and retested price, and price has been bullish. Price has been bullish. Okay, price has been bullish. Price has been bullish, guys. So when we go back and check again, let's see how we can identify valid bear trend here. When you put this, you can see that this is a trend. Okay, don't forget that there's also a short-term bearish trend here. When you connect remember that you must not struggle to connect the highs to each other. You must never struggle to connect the highs to each other or the lows to each other. So we had the high here, lower high. We had another one here. We had another one here. So you see, after this validated this downtrend again. This will have been a shorting opportunity. This will have been another one. Here we had a shift in market structure because price broke that trend. It broke that last high here. Okay, I taught you about market structure, I said. So we had a shift in market structure. Price retested the other block there, and then price has been bullish. Okay, so let's still study what price is doing. All I'm showing you now is clear examples of a downtrend. Clear examples of downtrend. This is what looks like a clear downtrend here, because I can clearly see that price has been falling. So when you draw your trend line from that high, you see, right? We had a shift in market structure here. Why? Because the body of the candle closed below this old low. So that validated that shift of structure and also validated our trend line. Price broke structure. Then we see, when you go back, you see that price has been forming what? Lower highs. Price failed to form higher high. Price formed the high here, a lower high. So when you draw your trend line, you draw it as far as you can. Okay, so this will have been another shorting opportunity. This will have been that massive shorting opportunity. Then this is another massive shorting opportunity. Are you seeing that? This is 1, this is 2, this is 3 massive shorting opportunities. And here we have a shift in market structure because price closed above that trend line, and then price actually closed above the trend line here, retested into that trend and retested price. Price has been bullish, guys. Okay, so when you take a look at this also, you will notice that we have something that looks bullish here. Price has been going up. So let's see what we can deduce there. When I draw my trend, from what point? From this point. Let me zoom and clearly see what was happening there. So this would have been how I'm going to draw this trend line, because we had a previous shift in structure, price retested again, right? So now we are beginning to see price respect this trend. Price is respecting this trend. Okay, when you draw again here, you see that this is a break of trend. When you draw this, put it here and connect the highs together, you notice that here we had a shift in structure and price began to respect the trend, this bullish trend. So I will draw that trend line as far as I can to see where it's going to go. Look at how price came back to retest that trend line. Here, this will have been that massive buy opportunity. Okay, while that was happening, this was when we had a shift in structure from bullish to bearish. I showed you how I drew that trend. Both the long-term, short-term trend was this one, long-term trend was that one. So even while I was selling long-term, there was still a buying opportunity short-term. Okay guys, so I hope this is helpful. I wish you good luck, good trading. See you next.